In the heart of Vero Beach, Florida, a storm is brewing around Vice Mayor Linda Moore, who now finds herself at the center of a heated and highly publicized state investigation. The controversy has ignited passionate debate throughout the community, sparking conversations about free expression, the rights of parents, and the ongoing responsibility to protect children in public spaces. Moore is not just a public official, she's also the co-owner of the Kilted Mermaid, a beloved local bar famous for its quirky atmosphere, creative events, and annual pride celebrations that have long supported the LGBTQ+ community in Vero Beach. But this year, a pride event hosted at the bar has come under intense scrutiny from Florida's top officials, thrusting Moore's dual identity as both a public servant and a business owner into the spotlight, and raising difficult questions about potential conflicts of interest. The heart of the issue? Children were present at an event that included adult entertainment, leading to a fierce debate over where local community standards should end, and the reach of state law should begin. The outcome of this investigation could have far-reaching consequences, potentially reshaping how similar events are regulated and experienced across the entire state of Florida. The controversy centers on the Kilted Mermaid's Pride Tea Dance, an event that took place on June 29, 2025, in the heart of the community. What was intended as a joyful celebration of LGBTQ pride and inclusivity has now become the focus of heated debate and legal scrutiny. The event was widely advertised as all ages welcome, a message that aimed to foster a sense of openness and belonging for families, children, and adults alike. Drag performers took the stage, entertaining a diverse, mixed-age crowd. For many, this is a cherished tradition at pride events, where people of all backgrounds come together to celebrate identity and self-expression. However, the presence of children in the audience, especially during certain performances, quickly triggered concern from state officials and some parents. Florida's Attorney General responded by citing evidence that some performers wore revealing attire and interacted with minors, arguing that these actions may have crossed a legal line regarding child protection. Organizers, however, insist their intention was to create a family-friendly environment. They say performances were carefully curated, with tamer acts scheduled during the day, and more adult-oriented content reserved for the evening, after children had left. Still, the combination of an all-ages invitation and a drag show at a bar has put the venue in direct conflict with Florida's strict laws on child protection, raising questions about where to draw the line between celebration and violation. Now, the event is under formal investigation. The community is deeply divided, with passionate voices on both sides debating what is truly appropriate for young audiences and who gets to decide. Florida's Attorney General responded swiftly, launching a formal investigation and issuing a subpoena to Vice Mayor Moore and the Kilted Mermaid. The subpoena demands surveillance footage, performer details, and attendee records, evidence to determine if state law was broken. Attorney General Uthmeier's public statement was blunt. "We don't sacrifice the innocence of children for the perversions of adults." The state's position is clear. Any exposure of minors to sexualized performances is unacceptable, regardless of intent or context. The legal stakes are high, and Moore must now defend her business and reputation under intense public scrutiny. The investigation's outcome could set a powerful precedent for similar cases statewide. Vice Mayor Moore counters the state's claims, insisting the Pride Tea Dance was designed as a family-friendly event. She says parents were informed if a show would become more adult-oriented, and that early performances were kept tame for all ages. Moore emphasizes there was never any nudity, and risque acts only began after children left. This stands in stark contrast to the state's portrayal of a uniformly inappropriate event. The core dispute, whether any drag performance in revealing attire is inherently adult, or if context and curation matter, the case pits parental choice and artistic expression against the state's strict interpretation of child protection laws. With a subpoena deadline looming, Moore and the Kilted Mermaid face mounting pressure to turn over evidence that could determine their legal fate. The legal process is tense, with attorneys meticulously reviewing every document and piece of footage, knowing that what they provide may shape the outcome of the case and set a tone for future disputes. Meanwhile, the bar continues to host events, now clearly marked as 18+, highlighting their willingness to adapt under scrutiny. These changes are not just about compliance, but also about sending a message to the community that they are listening and responding to concerns. even as they defend their right to self-expression. The controversy reflects a broader debate, where to draw the line between protecting children and respecting parental and artistic freedoms. Parents, activists, and local leaders gather at heated town halls, voicing passionate arguments on both sides, revealing deep divisions over what is appropriate for public spaces and who gets to decide. The outcome in Vero Beach could set a precedent for how Florida regulates pride events and similar performances. Lawmakers and advocacy groups are watching closely, aware that the decisions made here may influence future legislation and the rights of LGBTQ+ communities across the state. Communities across the state and the nation are watching closely. News coverage sparks conversations in living rooms and online forums as people debate what this case means for their own towns and values. The case is more than a local dispute, it's a flashpoint in America's ongoing culture wars. It raises questions about identity, inclusion, and the boundaries of free speech, echoing far beyond the city limits of Vero Beach. As the investigation unfolds, the balance between child welfare, free expression, and community standards hangs in the balance. The decisions made here will resonate for years to come, shaping not only local policy, but the national conversation about rights, responsibilities, and the meaning of community.